Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be speaking on Nexus. I'm going to be walking us through the installation of Nexus. What is Nexus? Pretty much Nexus is a binary uh, repository. Just like we have source code repository like GitLab, GitHub, and the rest of them, where we store our code, the code we're working on. Just look at GitLab as a repository of raw material, okay? It's a repository of raw material where you store your code. Now, you take your code through a build tool, and once the code is built and it's now a finished product, you store it in a repository, a binary repository. So Nexus is an example of that type of repository. You may call it, if you will, a finished product repository, kind of. So I'm just going to try and do some diagram and see if that helps us while we go through this training. So let's consider this our GitLab. Okay, I'm going to call this my GitLab. I'm going to call this my GitLab. I'm going to call this my Jenkins. Of course, for Jenkins, and I'm going to have right here, I'm going to have my, what's it called? Nexus. So ideally, this is what happened in a real organization. We have our developer right here, and our developer builds the code. And once they work on their code, they send their code to the repository, okay? And from the repository, we have GitLab. We have Jenkins. Jenkins is a build tool. Jenkins picks up the code from GitLab, right? Jenkins picks up the code, and Jenkins starts building the code. This is the integration part. Jenkins build the code, leveraging different tools, maybe like we can have tools like SonarQube. We can have tools like SonarQube. We can have tools like Fortify. So Jenkins built the code that was gotten from GitLab, leveraging different other tools. And once the build is completed, Jenkins push the code to a binary repository such as Nexus. There's so many of those, you can also call it an artifact, okay? We store artifacts in our Nexus repository, and we can version it. We can have an artifact and call it version 2.1, and we can have another artifact 2.2, 2.3, like that. So Nexus is where you keep your artifacts. Otherwise, no, I call it finished products. And GitLab is where you store your source code. I call it raw material. And this guy is actually the brain box of the factory, Jenkins. Jenkins is the guy that does the building. But while Jenkins is doing the building, it integrates with other tools to enhance the building of the code, to make sure what I am delivering is a code that is free of vulnerability, is free of bug, is well secure and all that. So Jenkins leverage different tools to make sure the code is okay before pushing that to the finished product. So let's go into the practical work. Actually, again, feel free to go to my GitHub account. So I have this done in my GitHub. Just as a practice, you may want to go ahead to your system security limit. Let's set that before we continue. VI. And all we need to do is go all the way down and go and add that limit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and I'm actually going to change the Sona piece to Nexus. I'm going to do the same thing here, Nexus. Okay. So yeah, I believe that's good for us. And the next thing, I'm going to go to my system CTL. I'm going to copy this, make sure I have this right here. Another thing I want to do is I want to check my S-Linux, change that. And after which I'm going to restart my system. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to restart. So I'm also going to check the firewall on this system, firewall D, and I'm going to stop it and disable it. I'm using GCP, and we're going to be using the GCP IP firewall. So I'm going to stop this. Disable. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to restart our system. Be right back. Okay, so our server is back up. Switch user. One other thing we want to do is we want to create a user called Nexus. And we're going to YYP Nexus. So what I did was I created a user called Nexus because Nexus is going to run as the user Nexus, and I added that user to root. Okay. So what we want to do now is we can sudo, we can switch user to Nexus, switch user to Nexus, and we'll go to our /alt. So what we want to do now is to go to the Nexus website and go get the latest package. Actually, this right here is the latest package, but I'll show you how to get that. You can just do Nexus download. This should take you to the official website of Nexus. We're looking for Nexus 3. Let me go back. We should see something that takes us. Okay, Nexus 3 right here. This should take us to the official. Oh, right there. So you just copy this Nexus, download sonata.com Nexus 3, which is the same thing right here. Download Nexus 3. And all we need to do is I'm going to sudo wget. Okay, I copied that already. I'm just going to paste this. And this is going to ask for my password. The command wget is not found, so I'm going to sudo install wget. I'm going to install unzip, And what will I need again? Vim. Going to install all those packages that I feel I'm going to need for this installation. And that should be it. And now we can go ahead and install our package. And let's go ahead and extract that. XSVF latest. This is going to unzip the package. Did we use sudo? Okay, I'm going to actually let me exit as root and let me do all this as root. Later, I'm gonna untar this and do all this as root. Okay, good. So now that this is done, I'm gonna remove this latest zip file, and I'm gonna change Nexus. I'm gonna rename Nexus with a version number to just Nexus. Okay. So this is good. Now I'm going to change the ownership. So now I've done all this. I've just moved the Nexus. I've done all this. I've created all this. So what I want to do now is to change the ownership. So I can change the ownership recursively to Nexus, the group to Nexus, and the file Nexus and Sonatype. I'm going to do that on both. So I'm going to just, and by the time we LL, we're going to see this is all owned by Nexus. So the first thing we want to do in this file, there is a file called nexus.rc. We can go in the file, nexus.rc, and uncomment that and run as Nexus, right? Make it run as Nexus. We save that. We create symbolic link, okay, to copy the Nexus executable into XC init. So we're saying create symbolic link. We don't need the root flag because we are already running this as root, okay? So this is going to create that link. And now, just to be sure, I am going to create this. I'm going to go in this file and I'm going to update some of the information right here. So we have Sonatype, Nexus, okay, that's good. We have 270, everything looks good. I'll pull through, okay, everything looks good. Data, okay, everything looks good for us. And we can go ahead and save this file. And now we just need to start our SonarQube. Also, let's make sure we have Java running. We can do Java version, command not found. We can do yum install Java. So this is going to install Java for us. And by the time the installation is done and we do Java version, we should be good. So this is done. Java version. So we have Java in. So we validate this and we check our property file. So if I come to this property file now, So we check our property file. If you want to have a path here, we can do that. If we want to change our port number, we can do all that from here, but I'm not going to change nothing. I'm just going to leave it. We can actually also have our Nexus start as system B. Okay, but before that, let's just go ahead and start our Nexus and see the thing. We can do Nexus start. So we want to make sure so there are different ways we can check even before the browser to see if our application is running. We can do we can run the same Nexus and just do status. So this is going to tell us if our application is running or not, pretty much. And it's saying this is running. We can also do pf space -ef pipe grep. This can be used for anything. ef pipe grep, and we can grep Nexus. So it's going to tell us our Nexus is running. We can see it's running. If it's not running, if I do Nexus stop, and now Nexus is shutting down. If I check the status right now, you can see it says Nexus is stopped. By the time I run this command again, we won't see all this information. By the time, let me clear the screen. You see? When now I only have one line which shows Nexus is not running. Okay? But if I do so now, Nexus start, and I check my status, this shows the Nexus is running, and if I check this also, I'm gonna see all this again. So by the time I come right here and I do port, so we're running that on port 8081, and I put that we should see our Nexus. Let's just give it some time. We should see Nexus coming up. We can see from here now, we can see now we can see that our page is up and running now. Nexus is up, as you can see from here. Okay. So what we want to do now is I'm also going to stop Nexus, and we're going to try to run. We're going to try to add it to service and run the service. But as you can see, Nexus is running. Everything is fine. We just need to log in. And from the username is admin, the password, you have to go on the server right here, copy this and VI and paste this here, and it's going to give you this string right here. All you need to do is to copy this string, copy all this, and paste it right here, paste, and we should be able to log in to signing in. This should get us into our application, and the server disconnected. Sign in. Okay, let's make sure. Nexus. Okay, I guess I stopped it. Nexus start. So I guess I stopped that, and that's why we couldn't log in. So if I go back to the password page, I'm sure it's the same password. If I click on that, hopefully that should take me in now. Still coming up. Oh, cool. So now we are in, as you can see, we are logging as admin. I'm logging as admin and it's going to prompt me next for me to change my password. I'll do admin123, admin123. And with this, I'm going to do next. I don't want to enable anonymous user, finish. I'm all set. This is my Nexus. This is my repository. I'm going to show you how to integrate this with SonarCube and every other CI/CD pipeline tool in my next video.
So another thing we want to try is add this as a service. That way we don't start manually. So we go to system, this system Nexus service. We can copy all this, paste all this. You want to make sure this is the path to where you have your Nexus. You remember I changed the name to Nexus. I have been, and this is our startup script. Oh, I just messed that up. So I just messed that up. bin/Nexus. So this is our startup, and this is our stop, and we said we want to run as Nexus user. So this is good. We're going to save this, and with that, we're going to reload system daemon reload. For reload, we're going to enable that service. Actually, we want to start. And we want to subsequently enable. So by the time we check this status to this, we should have something coming up saying our, and as we can see right here, our application is up and running. I can log into our application now. Remember, we created a password the other time, and that's admin123. And now we are good to go. Our service is running. This is Nexus. Again, this is a straightforward documentation that can help you. All you just need to do is just to walk down this documentation and you are set. Okay? You just need to walk down this documentation and you're good to go. Thank you for watching this video, and we should have our CI/CD video very soon. Thank you. Bye.